Oh, we're live. Okay.
Hey guys.
Happy New Year. Hey, happy Lunar New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy holidays. Happy January.
Happy
Tomorrow's
2025.
Happy 2025. Tomorrow's happy February, right? No.
It is for us.
Oh yeah, it is for us. Because we're a day ahead of you guys.
Yes.
Over here in Southeast Asia. So let's see. Today we're going to talk about why Portugal did not make our list of the easiest countries for Americans who want to move to Europe. We got a lot of questions on that video about where's Portugal? Why didn't you talk about Portugal? So we're going to share our reasoning for not including that in the list today.
Yes, and we're also going to share the winner. We're going to do the drawing first. So we're going to do it live, and then we're going to share the winner of the Easter egg hunt. And I have my little tin there to show you also.
The Easter egg.
The Easter egg, yes.
Don't
I already
away.
gave it away a little bit. Oops. Anyway, we'll show you that.
Easter
It'll be
egg.
fun. Yes, we're going to have fun.
Yes. All right, what's next?
And
We'll go ahead.
Oh, good. I was going to say we will have some time for a little bit of Q&A here too.
Yeah, after we talk about Portugal.
Yes.
And do the drawing.
Yes.
Okay, so next, we just added a whole bunch of new lessons, videos, updated a bunch of content in our Move Abroad Express e-course. It is, we added an entirely new module about slow travel, and we added some things about how to protect yourself from fraud and how to avoid those scary stays at short-term rental places and how to handle your prescription medications while you're traveling or living abroad.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We've been busy.
We have been really busy improving that. So the sale, it's still on sale for 50% off, but that price is going to be going up soon because we've added so much new content to it. You're going to get lifetime access to all of the course content and the upgrades that we make over time, plus lifetime access to our private, supportive, politics-free community, our chat community. It's active, very active, people over there every day talking and helping each other and answering questions. So we already have over almost 700 people who have signed up for this course. So come join us. It's fun.
That'd be awesome. And we get people commenting from all over. It's not country specific.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put the e-course
good idea.
link in here so you can get the discount while it's still live.
Yes.
Okay. Now what, Amelia? What's next on our list?
I think what's next on our list is to go ahead and answer the question, why didn't we include Portugal in our Move to Europe video? It's nothing sinister, I assure you.
I know it's on. We've seen so many lists come out this month for the 2025, like easiest countries to move to, best countries to move to. We love Portugal. Beautiful country, great people, still very affordable by European standards. It's a great place. However, it's not easy to move there right now because according to what we've read online, is they have a backlog of visas that's anywhere from 350,000 to 400,000, depending on the source you look at. That's over 250,000, almost 500,000 people waiting to get their visa in Portugal. And a lot of this was because they ended the NHR 1.0 tax scheme at the end of 2024. So if you hadn't applied for your visa by then, you weren't going to be eligible for that tax savings. So a bunch of people rushed to apply. And when we were in Kuala Lumpur, we met a guy who bought property back in 2021 when they still had their real estate based golden visa. He still, last time we talked to him, still did not have his visa, and he applied for it in 2021. So you can't say Portugal is easy to move to if you can't get a visa there. And unfortunately, you can't live there during the application process. You can go for the Schengen time to 3 months or 90 out of every 180 days, but you can't live there, and you have to get the visa in your home country.
Right. So right now we're just back burnering Portugal until they get caught back up, but it still is a good option. And if you're not in a huge hurry to move there, then you could go ahead and apply and just know it's going to take a while.
Yeah, and we've also seen a lot of, I guess, misinformation or wrong information about their new NHR 2.0 tax scheme. It does not apply to retirees or pensions. So it only applies to skilled workers in certain sectors. And it's a 20% flat tax versus a 10%, which was the NHR 1.0, was 10% flat tax. So retiree pensions will be taxed at the marginal tax rates, which range from 13 to 48%. So if you're making let's just say $47,000 on your pension, you're going to fall in the 45% tax bracket. So any amount over 47,000 is going to be taxed at 45%. That's almost half. That's a big tax for a pension.
They do have some other tax incentives for other types of passive income. So there's definitely ways you can manage your taxes, and they have that tax treaty. And then you could also get the the tax credit from the U.S. if you're not in the tax or in the country, in the United States, if you're not living there. So there are ways to manage it. So it still could make a lot of sense. You just need to do some more planning and understand the budget implications.
Well, and realize that you're not going to be there for a while.
That is the most important thing.
It could be years before you're actually able to get your visa approved. We have heard from that some of the visa agents and immigration attorneys are claiming that they have shortcuts that will get your visa approved faster. We don't know if that's true or not. Please let us know if you've had a positive experience with that or gotten your visa more quickly. And this is after 2024, so 2024 and beyond. If you got your visa
2023, really.
Yeah, like even the end of 2023. Yeah. So if you got your visa before like mid 2023 and it only took a month or 3 months or 6 months, then that doesn't really apply here. Everything has changed since then.
Yeah, they had a massive push at the end once they announced that they were officially ending the original NHR program.
Yeah, so if you've gotten a visa in the last year and you applied, it only took a few months, please let us know in the comments or send us a message through our website or email so that we can have some information about that, because we're not convinced that the agents actually have a shortcut. It may just be a sales tactic. And then once you give them your money, then the excuses start. We experience that a lot in other countries.
Yes, that does have a tendency to happen sometimes.
Yeah. So before we move on to the Easter egg drawing, let's see what people had to say.
Okay.
Okay. So does anybody have anything to say about Portugal?
And also, could you make that a little bit bigger, JP?
Oh, let's see if I can.
Because, I like to be able to actually read the chats.
I know, it's so hard to see this. How is that better?
That is much better. Hey, Bravo 21's in Albania. Congrats.
Oh,
we love Albania.
Oh, awesome. Glad you like it. I know I miss Albania. We were just talking about that a couple of days ago, how much we miss Albania and that park in the middle of town. Oh, let's see.
Oh, wow. There's somebody in that. I don't know how you say that.
Iguazu Falls,
Thank
Argentina.
You.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Good for you. That's exciting.
I'd love to go see that.
I know.
Let's see. I don't see any comments about.
Well, there was one comment that it's in the news too much.
I know, it's crazy. We just saw it in a new list on another media outlet this morning, a major media outlet. That's another thing, is that if you see these lists in like a major publication, they are not experts on moving abroad. They often are just looking at outdated information or using AI to write these articles and do the research. And you can't trust them if they say, it's a certain thing. Like, we looked through this list and the visa information they were quoting is outdated on several of the countries. So you can't rely on those and get your hopes up. You have to go do the research. You can use the list as a guide, but then you have to go do your own research.
Yeah, it is tricky too, because the laws change frequently. And right now, since we're at the beginning of the year, I'm expecting to have to make some more updates to our notes because they change their minimum wage and things like that. When do you give your passport for a stamp with Portugal? I don't know what that means.
When do you give your passport? Well, when you go there on a tourist visa, the Schengen zone, and you arrive in Portugal, you get the stamp in your passport, but that's not a visa. That's just the tourist. Actually, it's visa. No, it's a Schengen tourist visa.
It's a Schengen tourist visa.
Yeah.
But you have to apply in your home country, or you can use the consulate, I believe. So you apply in your home country, and then you have to go back and pick up that visa sticker or whatever it is in your home country. And then you have to go to Portugal and apply for the actual resident permit. So there's more to it than just getting the visa. But you need that special residency D7 sticker or visa to actually enter the country and start setting up your true residency there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going on as a tourist, like JP said.
Yeah. And that's what's taking forever.
Yes.
In Portugal.
Exactly.
So a lot of people really still have Portugal at the top of their list. And if you want to move anytime soon, it's not realistic, unfortunately.
Yeah, but if you're not in a hurry, like I said, then Sure, go for it.
Yes, you want to start the process sooner rather than later, though.
Agreed.
Yeah, somebody said too many hoops to jump through for Portugal.
Yeah.
I know. Now with the new tax laws on pension income and most foreign income, it really only applies if you're in a certain sectors, the 20% tax bracket.
Yeah, it's definitely been confusing because they kept waffling on all the laws. So I understand where that confusion has come from, but I believe they have finally nailed it all down.
Yes.
So you should find that information easier to access now for 2025.
All right, is that good? Are we good with Portugal?
I think we are.
Yeah, I didn't see any earth-shattering news out of from people who've applied in Portugal, so I think we're good for now. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's do the Easter egg hunt.
Okay, all right. Well,
okay, so here's the story.
Here it is. Hopefully you guys could. Oh, sorry, there was a glare. I saw this little guy or girl and this little kitty in Kotor in a little shop called. Look at it opens. It's so cute.
The Cats of
Kotor in Montenegro, and it was only $5, and I loved it, and I wanted it, so I bought it.
What's it say on the back?
It says, "Always dress well, but keep it simple." It's super cute and girly, and it makes me very happy. And I told JP, and he's like, "Okay, whatever." It fits in my suitcase, and I could stuff stuff in it, so it's actually traveled quite nicely. But then we thought it would just be fun to pop it in the background and see if anybody ever noticed it.
There's an Easter egg in all of our videos from April 2024, and nobody said anything about that. What's this thing? It's always in the background of your videos everywhere you go.
I know. I thought it was funny, but in your defense, viewers, JP was blurring the background, so sometimes it is pretty hard to see.
But there were a couple of times where it was very clear.
Yes.
and big, and like right behind us too.
We have to be silly, sometimes. It was fun.
All right. So I'm going to do the drawing now for a 30-minute private Zoom call with us. And we only had 38 entries. I guess it was a little bit more difficult.
It was too difficult
to find than I realized. So I'm using this website called random.org, which is supposed to be a true random number generator, to choose a number between 1 and 38. And the winner is number 27.
All right. 27.
Which is P. Zane. P. Zane.
Yay, P. Zane. Looking forward to getting to know you. So we'll send you an email when we're done, and then we can coordinate a time to connect.
Yes, as soon as we're done here, I'll send you an email.
Yes.
Let me bold this just to make sure here.
Good idea.
The winner.
Yes. But we also have it. This will be live.
But I don't want to have to watch this video again. Okay. P. Zane. Awesome. All right. Congrats, P. Zane. We're looking forward to chatting with you. Okay, what else, Amelia?
I think that was it.
Okay, so now we can do our normal Q&A session.
Yes. But we've already been talking for like 15 minutes.
Somebody said cute. Meow.
I know, it's adorable. How could I resist it? And I actually did not impulse buy, I want you to know. I saw it. We were there for quite a while, so I kept going and seeing it. It's like, oh, we don't have a lot of space. I've made it work. And I'm really not getting rid of it.
It's really
I love it. It's not this baby's with me forever.
So if we do another Easter egg, though, it's going to have to be something different.
Well, of course.
Because everybody knows what to look for now.
Who knows what I'll find next, JP? Okay.
So somebody said, learned of amazing cultural acceptance in Portugal. That's very true.
It is.
Not sure where. I heard Lisbon is crowded and expensive now. So where is the next upcoming area? I don't know if I think all the areas have already up and come in Portugal. I mean, everybody, it's been so popular for so long that it's pretty much saturated. I mean,
I think you need to find your region and decide what area you want to be in. And then you can kind of branch out and go to some of the smaller towns if you don't want to be in a main city. Like you could go to Porto where we went and Matosinhos, and then there's some smaller areas around there that you might really like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
the downside of that is the weather is not as good there if you go south, the weather is nicer.
Yeah, it's warmer and drier, especially it's warmer in the winter. A lot of people like Madeira and Azores. Mm-hmm. Those are islands if you want to live on an island. Would you recommend relocating to Malta? It's beautiful. It's developed. Unfortunately, the visas are expensive, though. What were you just looking at here? Can we move this out of the way? It's like blocking my view.
Suppose.
It's
well, they do have a digital nomad visa that's actually pretty accessible. They have their permanent residency visa, but you have to do a big deposit for that. There's information out there that they have what they call their ordinary residency permit, but what I read was that was only for EU nationals, EU or EEU. So if you're from the US or Canada, I don't think you could qualify that. But we have not talked to a visa agent. We haven't been there yet, so we'll let you know.
Yep.
However, it looks great. And if you like island living.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to go to Dubai or Singapore? Stay tuned.
Yes. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, we have lots of places on our list, but we often don't talk about where we're going next just to keep a little mystery. And a lot of times we don't even know until like 2 days before.
I know. You guys, we really true do fly by the seat of our planes. Truly do. True do. Yes.
Let's see.
And hey, Mark, I saw you posted. Nice to connect with you via chat.
Lost where we were. Oh, just started full-time travel this past October. Is the e-course beneficial for those who have already started? Yeah, definitely. And so is the community. The community is really valuable. A lot of great people in there. A lot of people who already live abroad or are full-time traveling. So, and there's a lot of content in there that will help you regardless of where you are in the journey. So, yeah, I would say yes. Did you meet any pilgrims from the Camino Way to Santiago? No.
No, we did not.
Although I have a cousin who's done that twice. And she is fluent in Spanish.
That is impressive. Her Spanish is better than ours.
A lot better. Well, she's totally fluent. We're
functional.
Well,
there you go, yeah. Hence fluency.
Any thoughts on Croatia? Beautiful country. You can't live there long term, though.
Yeah, you can only get a 1-year temporary residency permit. So you could do it and go there and live there for a year and leave. I think you have to leave for, I gotta check my notes, 3 months maybe, and then you could reapply maybe 6 months.
I don't know. But
they don't let you do a true residency permit, at least not for now. All right, we're quiet.
What is the region in Portugal that is nice but not overrun by tourists? I don't know, unless you go to like a small city or town in like the northern area, northeast, like away from the coast, away from the cities. It's going to be, there's a lot of tourists and expats in Portugal. It's been popular for 15 years?
Yeah, or you could go more central.
Head back to India. I know, I'd like to go back to India.
It's hard to believe how long it's been since we were just talking about that the other day. That was a fun trip.
Blanca's going to Ecuador soon.
Oh, nice. Congrats, Blanca.
Have you done a packing video? I'm curious about the amount of stuff you travel around with as slow mads. Do you do carry on only? Have you downsized your stuff as you travel? We have a whole lesson or two on this in our e-course. So that's where that video is. It'd be way too boring for our YouTube channel. Nobody would watch it. No. Maybe like 5 people watch that video.
But no, we do not. We have too much stuff to carry with us to do carry on only, because we have our gear too. And my tin. I don't think my tin would have fit in a backpack very well.
Thank you for the super chat. Who did that? Henry.
Henry. Oh, Henry, long time.
Million JP, hope your morning or afternoon is going great. Thank you for doing these streams again on YouTube. It's been a minute.
It has been.
We haven't done one of these since June.
Wow.
Is that what
I think you're right.
I think it was last June that we did one of these.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we do hold them more often for our members in our community, but not as often publicly anymore, mainly because YouTube irritated us. Let us know if you guys are seeing ads as we're talking, because that's what happened last time. And we didn't even know there were ads playing.
That was shocking.
Until everybody started complaining and calling us names, and we didn't even know they were on. YouTube activated a new feature, and I think I successfully turned it off so that you shouldn't be seeing ads while we're talking. I can't believe they would do that. I mean, imagine that. It's like, hey, somebody asked a question. We're like, oh, thanks for asking a question. And then it goes here to an ad, and then it comes back. Hope that answered your question.
That works.
So it doesn't work to do ads in the middle of a live stream. I don't know what they were thinking. So let's see. Albania, good for us. Albania for us too. Good location. We love Albania. It's also, I should preface that with, not everybody does. We've heard some it seems to be maybe 60-40. 60% of the people we hear from love it like we do, and 40% don't like it at all. And I think it really depends on what matters to you. It's still a developing country, but I would say it's more developed than most of Latin America, especially Tirana. Tirana and Vlora and Durrës, I would say, are more developed.
Yeah, I would say so.
And well, maybe not Durrës, but Vlora is definitely.
Vlora, yeah.
They've done a lot of improvements in Vlora, but Tirana is definitely way up on the list, like compared to some of the other cities in Southeast Asia or Latin America. Tirana is more developed than some of the places we've been to here in Southeast Asia.
Agreed. Yeah, it's really nice, but it's not going to be for everyone.
No, it's the capital city. It's nothing like Paris or Rome, or actually, I liked it a lot better than Athens, but I'm biased on that.
Well, it doesn't have as interesting of an architectural scene, pardon me, but it does have a beautiful park, and the people are really nice. And it has great internet. That's always important to us.
Hola, Steve. Hello, hey, Unconventionals. You've been around for a while. We haven't talked about that in a while.
So that's a good question that Carol asked. How much time would you spend in each of Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Siem Reap? It really depends on your personal preference. So we went with the plan of spending 2 weeks in each to get a feel for it. And then if we decide we like a place, we end up staying longer.
Yeah.
So we ended up, excuse me.
All right. Got a frog in your throat?
I guess I do. Hold, please.
Let's see. How much time would you spend in each? Okay.
Yeah. So
I would do at least 2 weeks if you can, ideally longer. I mean, like where we are now, we will have been here for a month, and that will be a video coming up. We're not revealing that yet.
We wish we would have stayed longer in Siem Reap, and we would go back for sure. Bangkok, I feel like
we were there 2 weeks, and that was kind of enough.
That was enough. It was because it's just such a huge city. But if you like that, you would definitely want to spend more time there because the city is massive, and I feel like we barely even scratched the surface. Chiang Mai, we were there for a month. I feel like that was a good amount of time.
We spent a week in Amsterdam. Does that count as Scandinavia? Is that part of? Would that be Norway, Sweden, and Finland?
Yeah. So we have not traveled.
No, we haven't been to Norway, Sweden, or Finland yet. Mainly because there's not a lot of visa options.
We still have a lot of traveling to do, JP.
Have you met anyone who cycles like Andrew, but in Europe, 3 to 4 months, Spain, Spain, Italy? I'd love to not be a tax resident anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
We met some cyclers yesterday who cycled through Japan, South Korea, and Cambodia. They're from Canada. I don't know why I keep calling it Canada.
But you cannot do 3 to 4 months in each France, Spain, and Italy. You can't do that because it's Schengen. So you can spend 3 months in Schengen, then you have to leave that area for 3 months, and then you go back. So you need to check each country's tax laws. Most of them say that if you're there for either 180 or 183 days a year, that's when you become a tax resident. But there are a few countries out there that start that clock ticking at 90 days.
But you could do Italy, and then move your way over and go through Montenegro, Albania, North Macedonia, Serbia. Those are non-Schengen countries. Right. So you could split it up and then go, you could do a month in France, or you could start in Spain, go Spain, France, Italy, and then maybe a quick route through Slovenia and Croatia to get to Montenegro.
You could, as long as you don't go over that 90-day and 180-day period, because you will get fined. Yeah. There are consequences.
Yeah, and that's another comment that we've seen, is that there's no way to pay your way through that. If you overstay your Schengen visa, you will be kicked out and banned from re-entry for a period of time, in addition to having a fine. And the fine is based on how long you overstay. And so is the length of time you're banned from re-entry. So you can't just say, I'll just pay the fine. That doesn't work. You won't be able to go back for a while.
I mean, there are extenuating circumstances, like if something terrible happened to you, they're not monsters, but you don't go with the mentality that you'll just stay an extra month and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
That could get you into some hot water.
Let's see. Guys are so inspiring. Wish you health and happiness. How about Malta? Sorry if this has been asked. We already talked about Malta earlier.
Malta's a good option there. for a digital nomad visa, especially. They do have a startup visa, which looks pretty intriguing, but it's only for certain sectors.
Jay Pete said, how about Egypt or Ethiopia? Asking for myself this time.
We have not planned any other excursions outside of Europe and Southeast Asia yet.
Yeah.
I know.
Egypt is on our list, though. I was just telling Amelia, they just opened a brand new museum with like 100,000 ancient artifacts. And I'm like, we're going to have to go.
Yes, that would be amazing.
As much as I love history, to go see the Egyptian history would just make my day.
Agreed. That would be incredible.
Check out the Baltics, Tallinn, Riga. Yeah, definitely. Riga is definitely on our list, but in the summer.
Yes.
Not going to go up there in the winter. It looks really cold and snowy.
It certainly does. I'm sure it is. Slovenia looks amazing too.
Let's see, Slovenia, please. I know Slovenia is another one that you can't move to. There's no viable
traditional visas.
No traditional.
Right.
It's like family reunification, or if you have to have what?
You can get a work visa.
A work visa.
Yeah.
Or you have to have family that lives there already. So cute of a box. I finally did it, following your footsteps, and started the Buenos Aires. Cool.
Oh, awesome.
In your 2 weeks, super expensive.
An intense, busy city.
Wow. Okay. I guess the cost of the food has gone up. Well, I guess it's all relative.
Yeah. Well, Lima and Montevideo are going to be pretty busy too. Those are big capital cities.
Yeah.
So you may want to go to something a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm. We are just still in Southeast Asia for now. And we don't even know where we're going after we leave here for certain.
No, because we keep changing our plans.
I know, we have a whole bunch of possibilities.
Sometimes we have too many, and then I go down these rabbit holes like, we could do this. We could go this direction or this direction.
Yeah.
That's why we don't plan anything too far out.
Yeah, somebody said that Portugal is the fastest way to earn citizenship. That's true.
That is true.
But again, that just because you can apply after 5 years, first of all, it could take 2 or 3 years to get your residency. And then once you apply after the 5 years, it could take another 2 or 3 years to get the approval for the citizenship. So it's not really 5 years to get the passport. It's more like 5 years minimum plus a lot of waiting time.
Yes.
Can you please explain Schengen a bit more for someone looking to stay in EU as long as possible in Italy, Austria, etc.? For example, how long is the time required before re-entry? It's 90 days every 180 days. So you can go in for 90 days, then you have to leave for 90 days, then you can go back in for 90 and rinse and repeat. That's what we did all of last year. We just 90 in, 90 out, 90 in, and then we left.
And we left a few days buffer. So we spent maybe 85 days so that we made sure we were not off on our dates at all, because you have to be careful about the timing.
Oh, let's see. I just scrolled all the way to the bottom again.
I know sometimes it bounces.
What about Panama?
Panama is still a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
People love living there. We have friends that absolutely love it.
Yeah. And you can go there with a 6-month visa, right?
6 months tourist visa, yes.
So you can give it a really good try before you commit even. But the visa qualifications are pretty low still, especially for the pensioner visa.
For the pensioner visa, they have not raised that requirement in quite a while.
Oh, favorite local food. Hey, Mark, good to see you. It's been a while. We got to touch base. It's been too long. Favorite food, mine was amak.
Oh, that was good.
In Cambodia.
I know, I loved that too.
It was like a more creamy, rich version of a Thai curry. Not as spicy, but they had different kinds. Like I had pumpkin amak and veggie amok. I can't say it right. I know I'm saying it wrong. I say everything wrong. Sorry.
The Cambodian food was phenomenal. I think that is my new favorite too. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. I can't believe how much we liked Cambodia.
I know.
I just was not expecting to like Cambodia that much. I mean, it was a place I wanted to go see because of Angkor Wat. And I just didn't, it was more like a stop on the journey to fulfill a childhood dream to see Angkor Wat. I had no idea we would like it so much. I understand now why Angelina Jolie lives there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the people are so friendly and they really seem genuinely happy.
Yeah, they have a resting smile face.
Yes.
It's just like you just see them sitting there smiling or walking down the street, riding their motorcycles, the tuk-tuks.
Yeah.
Although somebody corrected us, it's pronounced tuk-tuk.
It is?
I don't know. We, in English, say it tuk-tuk.
Tuk-tuk. I've never heard it pronounced tuk-tuk, but who knows?
Let's see. Hello from Arizona. Have you been to, or are you planning to go to Indonesia? Probably, I don't think we're going to make it on this
Probably
round.
not on this round.
We're going to do that, I think, on our next round through Southeast Asia. We actually need to get back to Ecuador to reset the clock on our permanent residency so we don't lose that. So we can only be gone for 2 years, and we've been gone over a year already. So we need to go back to Ecuador at some point in the next few months to get our residency or get our stamp in our passport so we don't lose our permanent residency.
Exactly. We're not going to do that.
I think it's fun that you change your plans. I know, it's so funny. We lay out, we're like, okay, let's do this and this. And then like 3 days before we go to a completely different country.
I know.
Like we have, and a lot of it is based on the cost of airfare and lodging, because we've changed our plans at the last minute because of the cost of airfare and lodging.
Yeah.
We'll just change, because we get like super cheap tickets to go someplace else, and the lodging is cheaper. So
why not?
Yeah.
It definitely opens up more possibilities that way. I mean, the downside is if there's really a place you want to go, then you're maybe paying more if you're waiting to the last minute to book. So there's always a pro and a con.
Yeah, there's only been a couple times where we actually paid more because we waited too long. But sometimes we actually get better deals.
Yes.
What was your favorite experience in Albania?
Oh, geez.
I don't know. There's so many. It wasn't like one thing really popped out. It's just like the overall experience.
Yeah,
it's like being able to go sit at the outdoor cafes in the winter, going to walk around that big park, the lake.
And getting to know people, talking to the locals and meeting other expats. I mean, it just felt very comfortable and livable. So yeah, I agree with you, JP. There wasn't really one major thing that set it apart. It was the whole big picture, the whole package.
Yeah, I like the new modern buildings that were, very like Scandinavian looking. I like that. They have a evening walk culture.
Yes.
So like all the families and children and multi-generational families go out in the evening, like around dusk, and just go for a walk, like in their neighborhood or in the park. The park was full at dusk and up until like an hour after dark. It was just full of people. We really like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
the food was good.
Food was good.
There's this organic shop called Naranci that we used to like to go to. They had really good like bulk purchase stuff. It was just like the quality of life was high there.
I agree.
I think it wasn't like one thing like we go to Paris and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe like the Eiffel Tower is even cooler than we thought. It wasn't like that.
Right. That's a good question.
Cambodia is very popular now. I would say not nearly as popular as some of the other places.
Not compared to like Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thailand. Let's see. Can you do 45 days in? Well, it's not EU, it's Schengen, because not all EU countries are in the Schengen zone. And then out 90 and then back 45. Yeah, there are some online calculators that you can do if you want to do a non-consecutive stay. And it basically, that's kind of the way it works. It's like it's complicated. That's why it's easier just to do like we say 85 in and then at least 90 out.
But yeah, you can do like a rolling. You just have to really keep track of the actual total time you are spending inside during that window.
We've heard from people who overstayed by accident and it was not a pleasant experience. It was expensive and then they got banned from re-entry for a year. So you've got to be really careful.
Yes.
Let's see.
Were you guys? Oh, did we miss something?
Oh, didn't see that. Oh, I thought that was the same one. Oh, thanks, Henry.
Sorry, Henry. Thank you.
It's scrolled. Unfortunately, this chat, it doesn't work that great anymore. So if I try to move it a little bit, it just sometimes scrolls all the way to the bottom and it just went, I didn't even see it. So thank you again.
Yes, thank you.
If you guys could pick a country in Asia to become residents in, which one would it be and why? What about in Europe? That's a good question.
Boy, that is a good question. Well, I still like Malaysia.
KL.
Yeah.
KL would definitely be our first choice. We really liked Kuala Lumpur. For a big city, it did not feel that big.
No, it didn't. And people were really nice. It was very easy to communicate. The healthcare is spectacular and it's a good location.
Yeah, it's a hub.
Yes.
so it's easy to travel. Plus, Malaysia is beautiful, and there's lots of places to go to see and do. It's close to Singapore and Thailand. I mean, I really like KL a lot. Plus, it was really affordable.
It wasn't very affordable.
It was not as affordable as Cambodia.
No.
But it was still very affordable.
But Europe, I don't know. France?
I know, probably
Albania?
France, maybe if money wasn't an option. I think, like, as far as an entire country goes, France is our favorite, right?
Yes.
But as far as like a quality of life in a city, I think it's Tirana.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Like, I wouldn't want to live in Paris.
No, it would be fun to live there for maybe a year and just really experience it, but I wouldn't want to commit to a long time there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like Portugal and Spain. I didn't like as much as France.
No, I think we need to go and visit other parts of Spain, like we talked about. But I don't know. There's so many countries to choose from. You know, you still want to go to Austria, although we can't move there, so never mind.
Let's see. Are you concerned about retaliation from the tariffs and other USA policies against the countries that you are visiting? Not really. The average person, they don't even.
Yeah.
They always ask, where are you from? And we say we're from the US. They're like, oh, that's cool. I want to go there. But most of the time, like, I would love to go visit the US.
Yeah. We don't really there's just people are polite and ask us where we're from to make conversation, and then we just move on.
Yeah. I mean, nobody has said anything.
No.
I don't know. I don't think a lot of people really pay much attention to it.
Not in the daily life atmosphere.
See, I'm experiencing serious lag and freezing, and I think it's YouTube. I don't know. It's working on our end. We don't have any control over YouTube or internet connections, internet speeds. Would you be able to assist me with migration to any country? I would really appreciate your help and guidance. Well, that's why we created our e-course.
Yes.
That's walks you through the whole thing. We don't offer individual consulting. We just don't have time.
Especially with our traveling.
Yeah.
That would be very difficult.
And the time change.
Yes.
12-hour time difference, because it's 8:40 in the morning here.
I know, it's crazy.
8:40 a.m.
Brittany, France. Yes, that would be beautiful. There's so many parts of France that are beautiful. There's so many options. That's why sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed, because I start thinking about all the different possibilities, and it can be really hard to decide.
Let's see. I know Airbnb's changed, but will you be creating a list of hotels and places you've stayed for your members?
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, we definitely would not do that for Airbnb. And really, we usually stay in a Marriott branded hotel, because Amelia traveled for when she was a regional sales rep. She stayed in Marriott, so she had a ton of points with Marriott from her job. And so we just kept staying in Marriott just to keep building the points up.
So hold on.
France is not nearly as expensive as we expected it to be.
It's not.
It's really not. Like, compared to the UK or London, Paris is cheap compared to London.
London was so expensive.
I know. Our lodging in Paris was half.
Yeah, it was almost half of what we paid.
And we stayed, like, we were closer in Paris and closer to the rail stop when we stayed in two different places in Paris. And when we stayed in London, we were further out, so it took us longer to get in and more money. It cost us, it was 5 times more for us to get from our Airbnb into the center of London compared to where we were in Paris to get into the center of Paris. It was like $2.50 each or something.
I don't remember. The train was expensive.
Yeah, it was $10 each for us to go into London.
To go it was pricey.
We were shocked that it was so much more expensive than Paris and Rome too. I mean, Rome and Paris were similar in cost.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But London was like double compared to those.
I guess that's also because the pound to dollar is.
That's part of it, but it's just everything's really expensive.
It is expensive.
Let's see. Thank you, Dame. Let's see. I think it depends on where you go.
Yes, it does. It definitely depends on where you go.
Love Austria, one of the prettiest countries I visit. I know. I can't wait to go see it and walk on the cobblestone streets that my ancestors laid. We did not do international traveling with our dogs. They were old when we moved to Ecuador. We took them to Ecuador with us, and we knew they would probably never leave there.
Yes.
That was our thought all along. In fact, we're surprised they lived as long as they did.
They had a really excellent house sitter. We had a house sitter, and then also another place we took the dogs to her home, and she was fantastic.
Yeah.
So they were happy.
Thanks, Henry. I know you've been with us since the beginning. I remember you on our early live streams.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
Because your last name reminds me of Oreo. Makes me think I want Oreo cookies. It's like a little product placement there. Let's see. Yeah, Paris, cost of living in France is much lower than where we live in North Carolina.
Oh, somebody from Singapore.
Good morning from Singapore. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, same time zone, I think. Actually, they may be an hour ahead of us.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Japan, yes, but not on this trip. We're gonna come back maybe in a year, I think, or maybe 18 months.
Yeah, don't hold us to anything because, as you now know, we change our plans often.
Yeah.
But yes.
Our plan is to come back to Southeast Asia or Asia and do Japan and several other countries that we're not going to have time to see this time.
Exactly.
Thank you, Shauna.
Oh, Shauna,
much
thank
appreciated. It is a lot of work. We really appreciate it when people thank us. It is. Let's see. You have to consider how you will live. We will live where there's good public transportation, so won't need a car. Exactly.
Absolutely. That makes a huge difference.
It does. I know we save so much money by not owning cars
Yes.
and a house, to be honest, because the house, the mortgage is the minimum amount you pay every month. So with the lease or short-term rentals, it's the maximum.
Yes.
It's nice.
So
You thought about Laos.
I looked into visas for Laos, and they really don't have anything concrete. I think you would need to go there and speak to somebody. So it's not something that we put on our list at this time.
Let's see. Art from Paris expensive, but I have somewhere like Montpellier or Toulouse in mind. Yeah, those are cheaper. Let's see. Other cities and towns in France are much lower. Yes.
Yeah.
What's your preference for inexpensive and a beach location?
I still think Alone has the best beach.
Alone in Ecuador has the best beach.
Yes. And it's extremely affordable. Where else have we been?
There are still places in Thailand that are more affordable and have nice beaches.
Yeah, Thailand.
Just stay out of the main areas like Phuket or Pattaya or some of the others. Hualien might be a nice, cheap, more affordable location, but it's also starting to get overrun with expats. Let's see. Hit that
Phuket was still affordable. It was, but it's not as cheap as it used to be. The beach was gorgeous. I loved it.
Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, hit the like.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Toulouse is on a short list. I know we want to do the south of France next time we're in France.
Yes. Oh, Warsaw. Steve Williams said Warsaw. That's a Poland we don't think about as often either. There's just so many places to go.
I know, but that one's also difficult for us to move to.
Yeah, they don't really have any good options. You can do citizen by descent or work visas, things like that.
Warsaw is excellent. Yeah. I know Poland would be great in the summer they're in the Schengen zone, so it's only 90 days.
Right. Oh, hey, somebody from La Paloma, Uruguay. Oh, it was nice to hear that you guys like it there so much. That's wonderful.
That's cool.
Muy bien.
I'm really enjoying reading your courses. Just thought you should know. Awesome. Thanks you.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Yeah, it's getting late already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so as a reminder, our course, that's a good reminder. Thank you. The course is still on sale for 50% off for at least a while longer. Where's this copy link URL? Let me paste this in here before I forget.
Good idea.
You can go ahead and read.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I don't need to watch him type. Seriously considering Costa Rica, but a little bit nervous about transporting your dogs. I understand that. It was nerve-wracking when we had to put Daisy in cargo. It was not an enjoyable experience for us because I was worried about her. She was fine. Just make sure you check all of the requirements with the airline because you have to have specific types of carriers. You need to work with the airline and make sure you understand all of the rules. And then also you need to check the APHIS website to find out what exactly you need as far as paperwork and vaccinations for your dog before you take them into Costa Rica, and give yourself extra time for that because we made a mistake and we didn't understand the timing with our little poodle, Leisha. And it delayed our trip by 3 weeks.
Yeah. We had to change our airplane. It cost us a lot of money.
Yes.
Let's see. Steve says that Poland has a bilateral agreement with the U.S.
That's right. They do have that.
We have not heard how that works. So it would be awesome if you wanted to share that, like how you go out for one day, but if you've been in there, where do you go? Because if you were in Poland for 90 days, then you can't go into another Schengen country. So where do you go for that day?
Albania.
But you have to fly there.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's a good question.
I guess you could go to Russia or maybe Lithuania. Are they part of the Schengen?
I'm pretty sure they're part of Schengen. I need to look at the map.
Yeah. So anyway, it'd be interesting to know how that works, because we've heard that before, but we've also heard from people that you have to apply for it and you're not guaranteed to get it. But it's cool if it works.
Yeah.
Easier than that.
Especially if you could spend 6 months. That'd be awesome. There's a couple countries that have that bilateral agreement.
The Empty Chalice asked, do you get burned out? How do you deal with it when you have travel fatigue? I'm going to let Amelia take this one because I don't have that.
You have a couple of times, but not to the degree I have. So what happens is when especially me, if I'm starting to feel like I need to slow down, well, then we just slow down and we just stay in a place for longer. And that's one of the benefits of not scheduling all of our travels too far in advance and having that flexibility, because sometimes I do need a break and I want to actually not have to unpack, or I want to be able to unpack and leave my stuff unpacked for a little bit longer. And then if we can stay for a month, that normally is enough time for me to start feeling like I'm ready to move on again.
Yeah. I actually get YouTube fatigue because every time we go someplace, I have to film it. Like, the first time we've been there, I go out and film everything, do all of our B-roll, and we go explore. So we have a really good feeling for what the place is like. So it's tiresome. I enjoy doing it, but it does get tiring.
It does get tiring. And that's another reason why it's nice to stay longer, so that we're not in such a rush to do everything immediately, so that we could really take our time and ease into it.
Let's see. Wooderson. Thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. First time finding your channel. Just watched your Euro top 10 video. Thoughts on locations while also raising your young children. Thank you for your content. Europe is a great place for if you have young children. It's very safe. I mean, it's a good cultural experience. I would say that it's definitely a lot safer than Latin America. Southeast Asia is also extremely safe if you're worried about your family's safety. But and the opportunity to learn another language would be amazing, especially if you went to Spain or Portugal, where Portuguese isn't spoken as much, but you learn Spanish as a kid. You can speak that in a lot of countries. Yeah. That'd be incredible. What is this gold thing?
I have no idea what that is.
I'm afraid to do anything.
Don't
with that.
touch anything.
Don't touch it.
Don't break it, JP.
Oh, Steve went to Ireland, Turkey, and many more. No application necessary. Nice. That's cool.
Oh, that's very cool. Thanks, Steve. That's really good information.
The website for the dog regulations is APHIS, APHIS. Here, I'll type that in. And that stands for something. Animal, I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's an acronym. So if you just do a search for APHIS, it's like the farm animal.
And they have links about traveling with your pet in there.
Yeah, Ingrid, we have several videos, and we have a whole playlist on Albania. Let me see if I can find that real quick. We did a lot of videos.
We did.
Albania. Let me find the playlist. It should be in here somewhere. Thailand, Europe, Malaysia.
Of course, the one you want
is nowhere to be found.
No.
Here it is, right here.
Okay.
Get shareable link.
Awesome. All right.
There, Albania videos. Let's see. My husband and I are slow travelers for the past 5 years and watch your videos. I would love to have a larger wardrobe, but I can't find a Mary Poppins bag. I know, that is a good point.
That is hard. So we end up cycling through clothes. I just wear the same stuff over and over again, and they start to wear out, or I can't stand looking at them anymore. And then we donate that, and unless it's not worth donating, and then move on. Mostly we've had to do that with our transitional clothes. So we had to get some winter clothes that now that, we're traveling in warm climate, I don't need a coat. So we donated that. And then we're making sure we stay in a warm climate to wear the clothes we have before going back to someplace that might be cooler. Because if you want winter stuff, it takes up a lot more room in your suitcase. And unfortunately, I don't have a Mary Poppins bag either. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It is tricky.
Especially if it doesn't weigh as much as everything that's in it.
Like I know,
you can not only fit it in there, but
it was like a feather.
Yeah, it's just really light.
Yes.
Brigitte.
Oh, hey, long time no chat.
She's going to Quito.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, the center Mitad del Mundo is cool, and also the big statue, the Mirador del Virgen or whatever it's called.
Oh, yes.
The historic center is cool. The basilica. I mean, there's so much to do.
There's
the
so much
gondola.
To do. The volcano. What's the volcano? The one that's not active anymore?
Ilalo.
No,
the other one.
I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, I forgot it now too. Just slipped my mind. It's up by Mitad del Mundo. If you do a tour or hire a driver, they'll take you to the volcano.
There's so much. It's really beautiful. And from there, you could go to Cotacachi's, not even that far. I think, what is it, an hour and a half drive? There's a lot. You're going to have fun.
Yeah. Mindo, is that what you said?
No, I said Cotacachi.
Oh, yeah. Mindo also, go see the hummingbirds. They'll land right on your hand.
That was incredible.
Baños, that's like 3 hours though.
Yeah, Baños is kind of far.
But Baños is really cool if you have time to go there. One of our favorite places in Ecuador.
Yes.
Oh, launch for slow travel begins in 6 months.
Ooh,
awesome.
Exciting.
Congrats. I think Americans have to get some sort of travel visa online before heading to Europe. That starts in May.
Yeah. And
it's supposed to start in May. They've delayed it 3 times already, 2 or 3 times. So we'll see.
Yes. It's basically some sort of electronic authorization that you fill out.
Online,
yes.
I guess that's the electronic part of it. It's like $7 or $8.
Yeah, it's not that expensive.
And that is good for 3 years. So you don't have to do it every time you go.
Right.
It's good. It's like $8. It's good for 3 years. And then after 3 years, you have to apply again. Let's see. Just tuned in. Where are you now? Really enjoying your travels. So informative. Now I cannot decide where to go.
Well, we understand that because we have a hard time deciding where to go next too, which is why we wait until sometimes a couple days before to make our plans.
We're still in Southeast Asia.
We are in Southeast Asia
for a while. Really enjoy your videos. Very informative, entertaining, and honest. Thank you. And Amelia always looks so stylish. Don't know how you do it while traveling. Keep up the great work. I know.
Smoke and mirrors. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a clothing filter I found.
I appreciate that. That was a good one, JP.
Thanks. The orphan language of Portugal was one reason I switched to Italy. So few people speak it. Yeah. Spanish would be ideal for that perspective. Yes. I know. And the nice thing about learning Spanish too is that we could read Italian.
Yes, it was similar. It did make it easier to read.
Yeah, it's close enough, especially in the grocery store, like food labels and stuff. We could read it. I mean, it's the words are almost the same for food. We
were able to speak to the Portuguese people who did not speak English. We were able to speak to them in Spanish. So there is that.
Yeah, they would
answer in Portuguese, but they understood it.
Yeah, they seem to understand Spanish. The most people that we spoke to. Mount Vesuvius. Thank you for your thoughts. We've traveled around and have serious consideration for moving abroad to Europe. Agreed on versatility of Spanish. Yeah, no, it's so versatile. Tungarahua. Yeah, that's it. That's the volcano.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I have to get back to my students. Well, tell them hello.
Hola. Actually, I guess we should get wrapping up too, JP. It's been almost an hour.
Yeah, so they said that they're among the 60% loving it, Albania.
Oh, nice.
And have been to places we haven't. Besides Tirana, we love the beach town of Saranda and Gjirokastër.
Yeah, Saranda was nice. We didn't make it over to the other one.
We were going to go to Gjirokastër. I don't remember how they pronounce it. Doesn't sound like it's spelled, but it's like Gjirokastër or something. We were going to go there one day, but it was 100 degrees. And we decided to stay in the air conditioning.
Yes, it was too hot for us.
Yep. Flying to Spain via Berlin. Cool.
Awesome.
Yep. Amelia does look good in whatever the video. I agree.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah. So I love Amelia Fest here. Good for you, Amelia.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the filter, JP.
There's no filter. Just so I should clarify that.
Yes.
Let's see. I think we're going to wrap this up pretty soon here. So we'll just take some final questions. I'm planning my slow travel based on weather, trying to avoid places that get very hot. How do you do this? Aim for elevation. That helps, because if you're in a hot climate, if you go up, a couple thousand feet in elevation, it's much cooler. Or you just go like you spend the summer in the northern hemisphere. Well, no, that's not right. Well, you spend winters. There's no way to avoid the heat completely.
No.
Or the cold.
Or the cold. It depends on where you want to go, I guess.
Yeah, the best places like the mountains of Colombia and Ecuador.
Yeah.
And Panama and Costa Rica. If you're in the mountains, then it's like spring year round. But other than that, you're going to have to deal with heat or cold.
Yeah, we haven't really found any place where you could just stay indefinitely and avoid it.
Other than what I just said.
Exactly.
Peru. Like those countries in the mountains. Like even on the coast of those countries, it's really hot and humid. But up in the mountains, it's nice.
JP, Mark said you're pretty stylish too.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Where did I buy the shirt? I got this in KL because I bought one just like this in London and I wore it out because I wore it every day.
Yes. That's what happens when you live out of a suitcase.
Thanks, Carmen. I've been to France for 2 years on a long stay.
Nice.
Nice. Cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Toronto's 1 year for Americans. I know, it's awesome.
It makes life so easy.
Yeah. Quito does not get very hot. That's true.
No, it does not.
The mountains in Ecuador are the perfect temperature year round.
It can actually get pretty chilly in Quito. Cuenca's not as bad.
Well, thanks, Steve. You guys both look great. Thanks for all your videos. Steve
Nebraska.
In Lincoln, Nebraska.
Thanks,
Sweet.
Steve. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Do you ever plan on going back to the USA at some point? Not to live.
Nope, just to visit.
But we do go back and visit our families.
Yes.
When we're back in that part of the world. But we don't have any plans to move back there. Life outside the U.S. is a lot less stressful and a lot more affordable and a lot better healthcare, or at least more accessible healthcare.
More accessible, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
We're not visiting any more places in Thailand on this trip, but we may in the future. We're not sure yet. Everybody recommends it, and that makes us think it's already over discovered.
It's very possible.
So everybody's talking about, it's like it used to be in Thailand. Well, based on the number of comments we see like that, it's not going to be like it used to be in Thailand for very long.
Yeah, I would go back to Cambodia first.
I would go back to Cambodia first too. I like that. And that's, again, though, what do you call it? The developing country tolerance is higher after having lived in Latin America for 6 years. So we have a different perspective now than we would have had we gone from the United States to Cambodia.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's one of the reasons I love Siem Reap so much, because it kind of felt like home, like how when we first moved to Ecuador, it felt similar to that.
It did. I agree with that.
Yeah.
How do you handle hair services while on the go? You going to share your hair rant?
No, I won't. It's tricky. You just hope for the best. I just do Google searches and try to find a place that I search Western hair depending on where I'm at. But you might be able to tell from some of the videos that my hair color is often very strange looking.
The best you've had, though, was in Albania.
Yeah, Albania was, she is incredible, the hairstylist there, and very affordable. But unfortunately, a girl made a mistake on my hair in KL, and my roots were black.
I know. So I went for a walk.
Bad.
She went to get her hair done in Kuala Lumpur in the mall. And so I'm like, I'm going to go walk around the mall. I just did laps for 30, 45 minutes in the mall. And came back and she had the hair dye. And I'm like, Amelia, that's black.
Yeah.
Why is your hair black?
Yeah.
And they had just done the roots and they did in black and they weren't supposed to be black.
So I had to, I just dealt with it. I used some clarifying shampoo and got it kind of normal, but long story short, it's not always easy. I just do the best I can and figure it's just hair and I can always just throw a hat on.
I keep telling her she could shave it like me.
I'm not doing that.
Vietnam, Carol, stay tuned.
Yes.
Tony and Guy is the best.
Oh yeah, they had those in the States. I
never went to
one.
What was the name of her place in Tirana? New York.
Tessie or something?
Tessie hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says she trained in New York City. She lived in New York for 11 or 12 years and worked as a hairstylist in some big name salon in New York City. And she was really good.
She's really good, yes.
And she spoke English. And she thought it was weird that we were trying to speak Albanian. She's like, why bother?
Hilarious.
Why bother? Everybody that speaks English, they don't expect you to learn Albanian.
She was so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. So, yeah, we definitely are Albania biased. I think it's well-deserved.
It is. We really liked it. We like the people.
All right, guys, we've been at this for an hour. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right now. Reminder, the e-course is still on sale. What happened here? It locked up.
That happens. All right.
For 50% off. Hope to see you guys on the inside. We'd love to get to know you in our community. And if you tag us in the community, we respond almost immediately, assuming we're not asleep.
Yes.
Because we are on the other side of the planet and we sleep the opposite hours from you guys.
Yeah, it makes life a little bit crazy sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Thanks for hanging out with us. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it has been very enjoyable.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you. We will see you all soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.